There it is. This is the confirmation. Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keeps maps will not be present. We have got our first ever footage, breakdown, gameplay, the full shebang for Warzone 2. Of course, Warzone 2 consists of the new mode, DMZ. I know every time I talk about DMZ, obviously I put it at the beginning of the title, people say, what the hell is DMZ, Stone? And the truth is, nobody knows. There's been a lot of speculation. There's been a lot of rumors. We've talked about a lot of the leaks. We've talked about a lot of that information ourselves. It's supposed to be something that's like Escape from Tarkov. It's a survival game. It's an extraction shooter. I have my expectations pretty low, to be honest with you, in what this is actually going to be. Their delivery on some of these things in the past, from the information that we have, is never super crazy. Although we've been proven wrong. For example, when Apex Legends came out, obviously different game, different publisher, when that thing dropped, it was a completely, it was a complete game changer that came out of nowhere. We haven't seen anything on this, and it's supposed to come out in less than 10 days. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Season 1. Everything you need to know, including DMZ. Get ready for a new era. The launch of free-to-play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or Warzone 2.0. Obviously, we just had Modern Warfare 2 come out. You had to buy the game fully. This is a free-to-play game. That is right. And it's a much-anticipated DMZ mode. So this is a mode within Warzone 2, so you can play this for free as well, which is also much different than if you look at Tarkov. You can buy the base game, but if you buy the $150, $120 game version of Tarkov, then you get the full stash size. You get a lot of pay-to-win benefits off that. So, you kind of want to juice yourself up as much as you can. Obviously, a little different compared to in-game. Not super fair statement, but, clickbait. The debut of reimagining community-favorite maps in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer and the lead-in to Spec Ops raids. Now, of course, we've seen some of the multiplayer maps. Terminal, we got to see Dome, we got to see High Rise, all in my early Warzone 2 gameplay that we saw at the COD Next event. That's what they're referring to there, as well as the lead up to the Spec Ops raids. This is a new co-op feature, so if you guys are big fans of zombies modes, then this is kind of the new PvE experience going against AI, but they're actual soldiers in Spec Ops, they're missions you go on, and they recommended getting to level 5 on all of those, so you get your assault class, your medic class, all those things up. I haven't even played it, but that's going to be raids that you can do, so it's kind of like a team co-op thing that you can get into. I don't know. I haven't played it. If you guys are super interested in it, I mean, are you guys, have any of you guys been playing Spec Ops? Is it hype? Is it worth going into this? Are you guys excited for raids? They definitely have been hyping it up a lot. So I don't know how much people have actually been doing that, or if the zombies community is into that, or maybe if the zombies community would be even more into DMZ mode. Of course, even that is quite a bit different from what zombies is in general, because DMZ is going to have other players as well. Definitely excited. Spec Ops is very fun. The stealth mission's a lot of fun. Co-op's been freaking awesome. Super good, pretty chill, easy. It's very easy. Well, this should be a lot harder, right? Because this is the intention of it. Is it's supposed to be a raid, similar if you guys have ever even done like WoW raiding or stuff like that. I think that's the premise that they're going for with it. Anyways, we'll read more into that. The ultimate kickoff to an incredible year of content. Thank you, man. I mean, the new updates they did to the previous games were good, but a complete refresh, hopefully it's at least a little bit more fresh than what Overwatch 2's fresh was. Let's just put it that way. I got a lot to say on that. We're not going to get into it today. A new era begins. Ready up and prepare to drop in. Starting November 16th, Season 1, Warzone 2 will deliver action on all fronts. The next iteration of massive free-to-play Battle Royale experience featuring the much-anticipated DMZ zone. This thing has been super anticipated because they haven't told us anything about it, which is why I'm so scared of it. Reimagined map in multiplayer and an additional Spec Ops mission prior to the first raid episode. So wait a second. The reimagined maps in multiplayer, maybe they're even referring to bringing back the old maps into the actual main multiplayer. There will be plenty of content across both games through all battle passes, football-themed event, and more. So here's the image. We saw this over on Twitter. If you guys aren't following me over there yet, please do. I was official this morning. Now I'm not official anymore. I don't know what the hell's going on Twitter. Elon's taking over the world, but that's just a side note. We have got the DMZ. We've got new vehicles, the chopper, a Hummer coming in, tons of new modes, the raid, co-op, a lot of stuff for regular Modern Warfare 2. It says a new battle pass system, which I don't exactly know what that means. Some new operators, which I don't really care that much about. Just give me a ghillie suit, damn it. And M13 being put in this, as well as a Chimera assault rifle. Some new bundle packs, new operators, yada, yada. Season 1 for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone goes live at this time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Perfect. I actually hooked this up with them. That's what time my streams start every single weekday. They started it just for me, although we will start early on that day, obviously. I will start early. I'm going to be waking up. We'll get it done. Modern Warfare 2, then, will receive its Season 1 update on November 14th at 10 a.m. Oh, damn, I actually like this. So we'll have a couple days on Season 1 update on Modern Warfare 2 prior to the 16th when Warzone 2 will be released. So that is actually big right there. All platforms can preload as well, 10 a.m. Pacific. So at the time that it drops, I guess, it will happen. We'll see about that. Warzone 2's overview. This is the big money, ladies and gentlemen. Warzone 2, what we have all been patiently anticipating and waiting for all of this time, and many highly skeptical. And I totally understand that as well, especially many people have been turned away from this game. Almazra is the name of the map, and as a matter of fact, there's also Los Alamos, which is part of Ground War maps right now in Modern Warfare 2. I'm anticipating this is going to be another new map that will come into the future as well, just like we saw Verdansk was the Ground War maps in Modern Warfare. This, Almazra, all of these maps, we've been playing these on Modern Warfare 2. I've been learning the maps, some of the different spots, so we could come into Almazra, boots on the ground, run, and of course, it's just a section of the map that we're able to play on Modern Warfare 2 right now. Use 18 major points of interest to plot out your victory in Battle Royale. Explore them in routes to extraction and brand new DMZ experience. Of course, this is the extraction mode, so that makes sense. Ready for the new era? Masses of gameplay, innovations, new features make Warzone 2 an incredible experience built on community learning since the Call of Duty Next event. So this is going to be iterations off of what we saw at Call of Duty Next, which is what I had played. A shift in perspective, third-person playlists coming in Season 2 Warzone 2.0 as well. They're going to have third-person in Warzone 2. They did talk about wanting to do this, wanting to test this, but we did not get any confirmation until right here. For the first time in Warzone history, we welcome fans to our third-person Battle Royale action. This was how, back in H1Z1 days, although I didn't get into that game, that was third-person. Now then you go into PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. That started as third-person only. That was when I got into it. Back in the beta, the end of early access, right? We got into that game. It was third-person only. Then it became first-person. This is going to shift out to, of course, still have first-person, but we'll also have third-person in it as well. And many of you guys, myself included, have been enjoying third-person, although I have enjoyed first-person a lot more. Personally, I know many, many people have really been enjoying the third-person on this game. For the first time in Warzone, they are going to be doing that as well. Obviously, they had some glitches to get to third-person in the past. This is official now. Okay, so this is the actual Almazra map. Now, we did see this. There was even ways to kind of launch yourself in the air with the bipod, and people have been able to see different portions of the map, spectate glitches to move around the high level of the map. Of course, we saw a little bit of the gameplay previously, but let's see what they have to say on this. Central to Modern Warfare 2 universe, the city of Almazra within the United Republic of Adal is your first battlegrounds for Warzone 2.0. Note the wordings here. The first battleground. There's going to be new maps. Los Alamos, probably going to be the next one. That border map, the map in the city there, that's probably going to be parts of the new map. Those who are playing Modern Warfare 2 right now have been getting some serious training in Almazra. Yep. For example, the following multiplayer maps. Yep. We already gave a brief overview of Almazra here. Read that. Expect an expanded map guide before launch. We'll go ahead and pop this up here for afterwards as well. We'll read that next, okay? Warzone 2.0, we'll look back at it. Warzone 2.0 innovations. Updates since Call of Duty Next. This is good. So we saw this back at a couple months ago now, the Call of Duty Next, before the review. That was the official multiplayer reveal of the game. We only saw a little bit, and this was in early alpha that we saw. Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 is ready to make an impact as a rebuilt, free-to-play, free-for-everyone take on the Battle Royale game that has redefined the Call of Duty franchise. Before the Season 1 launch, an entire blog will be dedicated to diving deeper into new features and mechanics that have been updated since what we showed at the event. So they're not going to get into it here? Whoa, it doesn't even scroll down, man. Well, we will see this in about an hour. We will see the actual gameplay here as well. But let's see what else they have to say. Loadouts are not leaving. Okay, this is big. This has been a major point of controversy. I almost did an entire commentary video just talking about this, but I decided to wait until we got the official information from them. And then I will put together all my thoughts on loadout, because many of you guys are extremely pissed that loadouts are going to be in this game. You want a classic battle royale experience, and I get you on that. But Warzone was founded on this. This is what transformed the game in the first place, was the loadouts. This is what helped differentiate it and what has given it its longevity in the game. So I was kind of anticipating there would be loadouts into this game, although at first I did not think I was going to like loadouts in the first place. Turns out I ended up enjoying them. That was one of the things that kept me hooked on the game. I would have been definitely open to it, and I am open to it in this game as well. But let's see what they have to say. By the way, this ghillie suit is badass, man. I need to get this one too. You guys know? Well, I mean, you guys are the ones who like my bush. So I got to rock a good bush for you guys. He also has a sniper in his hands. This is, I need to scroll past this. I'm going to get demonetized here. Custom loadouts are back for Warzone 2, ladies and gentlemen. Now, does this mean we get perks? Because we didn't have perks before in the other one, in the next event. Similar to the original Call of Duty Warzone, loadouts play a larger role in what makes this game unique. There it is. There it is. And this new era, players will have quicker access to their loadout's primary benefit, the primary weapon. There are 3 ways to earn loadouts, or at least a primary weapon. Interesting. Note how they are specifically talking about primary weapon, not the second weapon, the perks, the tacticals, the lethal, right? First, you can go to shops. This is what we saw at the next event. You could go to the shop and buy your specific weapon. A lot of people, including myself at the beginning, didn't realize that you could buy a specific loadout from the buy station. We saw the guns there, but we didn't know it was our loadout guns. Of course, that was learned later on, and, that's what it was. Shops. Players can use in-match cash at the shops, new name for the buy stations, okay, to purchase their primary weapons from their created loadouts. Loadout public events. Loadout drops will drop in Almazra in the middle of Battle Royale matches. However, these are not limited or assigned to individual squads, but instead can be accessed by any player. Dude, this is how we thought the game was at first. I mean, most of us probably did. You see a box dropping down. Oh, shoot, let's go get the box. But of course, you had your own one assigned to you. This is great. I think this could be very interesting. You could go to any box and go take a loadout. So even if it's somebody else's box, right, or whatever, it goes to random locations. But this is still talking about only getting your primary weapon. Finally, there's Strongholds and black sites. Now, I did make it into one of these. I used the key, got into the site. That's one of the reasons I died, because a juggernaut came out of that and chased me down at the end game. That video did not go nearly as viral as I thought it should have. There's juggernauts in the game. So, that's a thing. But in case you missed that, now you know. Maybe it's still going to be in the game. We'll see. Strongholds and black sites, players can also earn their loadout in the early game as a reward for clearing a stronghold or a black site. Additionally, in-match cash can be used to purchase your primary weapon from created loadouts. Didn't they just say that right here from the shops? In-match cash can be from shops to purchase their primary weapon. But it says additionally, in cash can be used to purchase your primary weapon from created. Is that not the same thing? Am I wrong here, chat? Is this not saying the exact same thing twice? I mean, granted, I've seen them do this countless times now, put the same exact information or not have good patch notes. I've read every single patch note that this game has dropped. It's like I'm reading the damn Game of Thrones trilogy at this point, but with worse editing, and I think interns do it. But besides that, am I reading this correctly? It's the same thing. Solution for primary and secondary have 2 different loadouts being maxed out. True. And that's the thing. But the cash is expensive. In the game that we saw, it was $10,000 for one weapon. Okay? $10,000 in the last game would get your entire squad 3 perks each, 2 guns each, your lethals. It would give you everything for only $10K. The same amount of thing would cost like $80,000. And it's just as hard to get cash to this, at least from what I saw. Of course, we don't know where the specific spawn points are either. So there's still a lot to figure out. Okay, but just give me the perspective. It's a lot more expensive. Anyways, looting mechanics. Battle Royale remaining traditional. New backpack system in DMZ. Wow. This is a big change here. In the alpha, we saw the looting system was you would go into a box, you'd be locked in the animation while you were looting a box. The new backpack system, you would go into a box, you'd have to manage your inventory, put it into the backpack, take it in and out. A lot of people were frustrated by it. A lot of people had a lot to say on it. Definitely slowed the game down a lot. But that is remaining traditional, which the way it works in Warzone 1, you just open a box, all the loot drops out, you loot it quickly, get it all, and you're good. That's the sound it makes, too. Warzone 2 will implement a new backpack system, fully integrated for DMZ and streamlined for the Battle Royale mode. So they are going to keep some of the speed for the Battle Royale mode. In Battle Royale, like the previous Warzone, supply boxes will throw out items to pick up. When a player interacts with any other loot container, such as duffel bag, medical case, they will function with a loot menu. Now, there are medical cases, for example, on the walls where you can pull stims out of them. So I think that's what they're referring to on that. There's also duffel bags, other things in this, so there's going to be other things to loot. That could be interesting. I kind of like there even being other things to loot outside of just those glowing boxes. That could be interesting. When a player dies, they will drop their primary weapon on the ground and their backpack, which contains the rest of their content and is accessed through a loot menu. So there is going to be loot menus for looting players, though, which, if this is still the same, they're still going to you're going to have to manage your ammo now as well. You're going to have to manage other things with this. We'll see, but this is how it was in the other game. The new Gulag. After Next, the new Gulag received some changes over the past 2 months while still being grounded within the traditional Warzone experience. The Gulag will be a 2v2 environment where randomly paired duos must coordinate to take down their opposition. All players will receive a predefined loadout. Last one, you had to pick the gun up off the ground. There's pistols and shotguns only. At launch, this will be pistols and shotguns. So they are keeping that. A lethal grenade, a tactical grenade, with highly effective weaponry and gear placed towards the map's center. So instead of what it was before, now you're going to spawn with a pistol and shotgun with floor loot in the Gulag. That's going to be the power weapons. The Gulag will also include a jailer who will appear in the middle of the match to help speed up combat. Defeating the jailer will return all 4 Gulag prisoners back into the Battle Royale, which offers a dilemma. Oh, shit. Do both duos agree to wait and fight this powerful enemy together, or does one get greedy and try and go for the elimination victory? Now, if it needs to be an elimination victory where both the enemies die, that might be a different story. Because the way that this was previously, they dropped a key, you'd get that key, and you can just go to extract. Now it sounds like you're going to have to kill both the enemies. You're going to have to win your 2v2. Holy sh... Dude, you either choose to fight the 2v2 or agree with the other team. Listen, let's work together to kill the jailer and we all 4 make it out. Instead of the traditional overtime mechanic, if neither team nor the jailer's eliminated after a brief period of time, everybody loses. What? AI combatants in the Battle Royale. Only a Stronghold, Black Site, and Gulag overtime is where AI combatants will be. This was extremely frustrating. I know not everybody got to actually experience this or see this in the initial playthrough, right? But they had random AI that was in every single building. It was just randomly in buildings. And so it would force you to shoot the AI, and then it would reveal your position to other players who would come after you. That brings overall a lot more luck into the game. It opens up a lot more opportunities for noobs to do a little bit better. But obviously, it's super annoying when that just randomly happens and you get screwed. The Gulag is just one of 3 places where players can fight AI combatants, as they will be restricted to guard specific locations. The other 2 locations are Strongholds and Black Sites, which are clearly designated on your in-game TAC maps to allow you to opt into engagements with AI combatants. I think this is going to save a lot of frustration. This is not like your Titanfall AI that's just going to be randomly spread out, run around that you kill, or like Invasions, right? If any of you guys have played Invasions. During each match, several strongholds will be activated around the map. Squads can visit these areas to fight AI combatants. The first team to complete a stronghold must disarm a bomb and will earn a key to a black site at their custom loadout. Ooh. Oh, and this is not specified just for primary weapon custom loadout, like all the other custom loadouts that they've mentioned so far. This might be your full custom loadout with perks. Successive teams must eliminate a specific number of defenders, AI or players, and will earn their custom loadout, but will not get a black site key. This is going to be the main mechanism of us getting our full custom loadout. That being with perks, with everything. If the first wave of the Stronghold has already been taken out, they already got the key and went to a black site, you will not get a key to the black site. Instead, you will just get your custom loadout at the end for killing the next wave of AI at a Stronghold. Additional new features, aquatic combat, new vehicles, fuel mechanics, and more. Fuel mechanics, ladies and gentlemen. So vehicles have gotten quite a big revamp. Not everything will be different from what we saw at Next. In addition to some of the other features, expect the following in Warzone 2. Circle collapse. There are not only going to be there's not going to be only one safe zone. In Battle Royale modes, there can be up to 3 circles within the collapse. So does that mean sometimes there's going to be 2 as well? This is also going to theoretically slow the mid game down a lot. Have any of you guys been thinking about this more? Are we hyped for this? If you missed it, in zone, say, 2, 3, rather than it being a big zone that comes down to a smaller zone, it's going to be big zone comes to a smaller zone that then splits into 3 separate zones. So you're not going to be able to transfer from one zone to another depending on the zone. In-game chatter can be picked up by any other squad. This can open up new ways to tackle engagements or mess with enemies who hold up inside of buildings. Now, my big fear for this is going to allow teaming, right? You and another team, just like in the Gulag, you can team in the Gulag now. It's 2v2 Gulag. If both you guys agree to work together, you can team to all 4 extract out of the Gulag, okay? This opens up that same thing in-game. And typically, this is a bannable offense. But if this is in-game, maybe not so bannable. There is still the risk that they just kill you. They just shoot you in the back of the head. I don't think teaming is going to be bannable. I think this is going to be part of the gameplay loop. In squad-based DMZ modes, as well as special Battle Royale playlists, you have the choice to join up with enemy operators and form a larger squad. There it is, man. My brain is so absolutely massive. It's incredible. I see why you guys watch me now. Interrogation, Battle Royale, and DMZ only. Wait a second. Is this what I think it is in squad-based modes? Intel is everything. Reveal enemy locations by successfully shaking down player-controlled enemies while they are downed. You can kill somebody and then do an interrogation to figure out where the rest of their squad is. Oh, damn. All right. 2 new vehicles define the refreshed vehicle roster for Warzone 2. An aerial powerhouse known as the Heavier Chopper, which can hover in air without a pilot, and the Hummer, a versatile means to quickly cover serious ground with the whole squad in this all-electric super truck. Wait a second. Elon got into this game too? What the heck? But this is the big thing here. And we did see this even previously as well. Obviously, tires can get shot off, doors can get shot off, but vehicles also have fuel. No more unlimited fuel sources. All vehicles, yes, including the EV, interesting, use fuel over time. And when it runs out, that vehicle is no longer usable. This is how PUBG is, for example. This is something I was already familiar with in that game. I was kind of surprised this game had unlimited, but vehicles can be refilled either with gas cans found around the map or at gas stations. Obviously, even Fortnite has this. This is a lot of things that even Fortnite has been implementing into their game for a while now. Gas stations can also repair body damage and tires, thereby restoring vehicles' health. However, operators can also perform flat tire repairs anywhere in the world by interacting with the tire. That's actually really cool. Then it doesn't take your entire vehicle out of commission for it. Whether by boat or breaststroke, operators can navigate waterways, rivers, and open sea as part of their overall victory strategy. Remember, only sidearms, melee weapons, throwing knives can be used while you're submerged. Each buy station contains a unique set of items for purchase in limited quantity, including kill streaks, armor plates, and more. You can see these offerings and can buy back fallen squad mates within a new interface. Warzone 2 will launch with a brand new experience known as DMZ. This thing has been so hyped. I hope I hope it's good. My expectations are relatively low. DMZ is an open world, narrative-focused extraction mode where operator squads have free reign to compete faction-based missions to complete them. So there are going to be individual missions. I guess they're even going to be narrative-focused. Take on additional side objectives, engage with enemy operators or AI combatants, and search for valuable items, all while fighting to survive towards exfiltration. Expect a tactical overview into this mode closer to its launch next week. We will be reading through all of that to break it down. Coming in season is the third-person playlist. They waited to slap us with this one, guys. In season. So it is not actually going to be at launch third-person. As announced at Next, Warzone 2 will include third-person playlists. This shift in perspective could completely change the Battle Royale fundamentals in Call of Duty. It absolutely will. There's not even could. Like, this will change the way you play the game. Third-person is a completely different play style than it is first-person. You can safely stay behind cover and peek and angle. Warzone Intermission. Relaunch is Call of Duty Warzone Caldera. Ooh. This is what they were talking about, changing Warzone 1 to Warzone Caldera, which my anticipation also means that they're getting rid of Rebirth Island and the small maps. While we look ahead to Warzone 2, we also want to address our plans for Call of Duty Warzone. Access to Call of Duty Warzone continues as normal until November 16th, when a short intermission takes place during the launch window for Warzone 2. At approximately 8 a.m. Pacific, November 16th, Warzone servers will temporarily go offline, and Season 5 will be done. At 10 a.m. Pacific, Warzone 2 will be released for Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2, Season 1. During this time, studio development resources led by Raven Software — Raven Software is the studio that has been leading Call of Duty Warzone — will be focused on ensuring the new Warzone 2 free-to-play ecosystem is running effectively. At this time, we are encouraged to jump in and play Warzone 2 for free. All right, as a token of our appreciation, those who play Call of Duty Warzone will be gifted a few items to use in Warzone 2.0. Heck yeah! The relaunch of Warzone Caldera. I wonder if they're going to do another season for it then. Following the relaunch, you will have two different Warzone games that you can play: Warzone 2 and Warzone Caldera. Warzone 2's weapons, progressions, and inventory system will be tied to the new Modern Warfare 2 content and systems. This is due to a combination of feedback from the community, technical limitations, and a need to simplify the next and newest Warzone to create a seamless player experience moving forward. Call of Duty Caldera continues as a separate game from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. Expect the following gameplay experience within Warzone Caldera once it launches. So here we go. Player progression, cross-progression for XP and weapon XP, inventories, battle pass content, weapons, store bundles, purchases from all those different games, accessible only within Warzone Caldera. Expect to access a standard Battle Royale playlist. Let's keep reading. Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone 2.0 content, including new battle pass and store bundles, will not be available. Double XPs, double weapon XP tokens, will not transfer. That sucks ass, man. I had so many of those. While Warzone Caldera won't have an in-game store, COD points will be transferred between all the games. Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keeps maps will not be present when Call of Duty Warzone Caldera becomes available to play. So they're going to be shutting down Warzone 1. They're going to be bringing it back online after Warzone 2 is launched. It's stable on November 16th. There it is. This is the confirmation. Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keeps maps will not be present. For those who are a fan of small Battle Royale maps, expect exciting developments for Warzone 2 in future seasons. The number of people that are freaking out in chat right now, I get it. This is one of the only reasons that many people even play the game is for Rebirth Island. And I know because I queue in onto Rebirth Island, and people are sweating their ass off in there. They know exactly what they're doing. They're very good players. They're there for the close, crazy gameplay. That's why I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a lot of people that are pissed coming into Warzone 2, especially with everything we've read today.